Just a reminder, we are SpeedDemosArchive.com, your premier website for high-quality speedrun videos. And we also have many people here from Speedruns Live, the place to go for races of all your favorite games. That's speedrunslive.com. And you are watching a charity marathon for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, whose mission statement is research, education, and outreach for the prevention of cancer. Right now, we will have Cyghfer playing Bucky Hare on hard mode. Thank you, everyone who donated for that, by the way. And when they say hard, they mean they actually designed this as an anti-piracy measure, I believe.
Yeah, so the background of this run is that hard mode... Oh.
That's 4.
Okay. So I'm going to be playing this on hard mode, which you all donated for. Thank you for meeting that incentive. Hard mode was actually intended when this came out as an anti-piracy measure for people playing on like a multi-cart, pirate cart. And if you played it that way, then everything would be a one-hit kill. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to try and get through the game that way. And I'm sure like no kids beat the game this way. I'm going to be playing on this mode intentionally. I'm probably going to be dying, a handful of times, but we'll see how the run goes. 3, 2, 1, go. So you have 4 planets to choose at the start to go to. The goal is to get this one character that has a really powerful attack for bosses, but you can't get her until after you've beaten 2 levels. So I have to do Green Planet first to get the robot, which I use the robot to get the girl Jenny, who has the really overpowered attack. This next screen coming up is like one of the worst screens in the game. Bad way to start the runs that way. I just dropped through the platform. Yeah, this screen is just, I'm sorry, it's bullshit.
You're normally not supposed to be able to jump this high, but when you vertically go the screen, it gives you like a little bit of a vertical boost, so it allows you to make some of these jumps.
This is a pretty straightforward game. It's mostly like platforming and shooting. There's an incredibly difficult trick you can do if you go the top route. There's a 1-frame jump that only works half the time, depending on your pixel position, that the task does. But yeah, that's not practical for real time. This is a safe spot here I like to wait at for a while, so I don't have to think.
Anyone who donates at least $10 during this game is entered for a chance to win a Bucky Hare Perler set made by Mecha Richter and Retro Gamer Ryan.
Runs to the very edge of the screen, then he has to shoot him back. So he has to wait until...
So we got a blue planet here, because that's where Jenny is found. And you need Blinky to do this stage because he's the only one that can break these ice blocks. Those toads that spawn from the ice blocks have a really long invincibility period, like over a second, I think. So I have to wait for them to run out of that timer.
Hey, didn't we already play this game?
Also, this level might have like the most difficult screen in the game.
This
in
is
hard mode.
okay. This is the most difficult auto scroll in a speedrun I've ever seen. This lasts an incredibly long time, and there's a lot of randomness to the screen. The toads are random. The ice block pushes you up into the air, so you can like be like not crouching when you're expecting to crouch, or like your jump can be eaten, etc. I made it.
Awesome. Nice.
That's a lot of Mega Man games.
Yeah, this game carries a lot of elements from other NES games. This guy takes 1 in 60 shots to kill.
Thank you, Mazrim, for your $57.30 donation. Hi, Cyghfer, this is Mazrim, wishing you good luck in your Bucky Hare run, hoping for sub-10 deaths.
I'll try, Mazrim, thank you.
What? You know?
Yeah, 3 deaths.
Oh, you can change characters anytime you want?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they all have different abilities.
So it really is like Mega Man.
That jump was really hard to make.
Remind you of anything?
Thank you, Soka Genso, for the $150 donation. Hello, guys, my second donation. I wish you all good luck. Thank you also in the German restream, Rummel. And do not forget, long live the prostatic stimulation FR introduced by Mr. MV.
What he picked up is something that allows him to use his special ability longer for Jenny. And yeah, there's a reason why he grabbed the characters in this order, because he'll see.
This screen is terrible for a number of reasons, but
Nice.
Is it on a full screen timer or is it?
no, it's based on when you scroll things on screen.
Yeah, so each character has like a special ability that you enable by like charging up. Like Bucky has the high jump. Bucky has the fly.
Oh, wow. I was trying to do a death warp there. I'm gonna try again. I don't count the death. I don't count the death warps toward the death counter, by the way. But you'll see when I actually get it.
Nice.
All right, so the boulder pushes his dead body against the screen. It warps me to the boss room. And skipping a really long and boring auto scroller. Right, so right there, if you're standing and the ball pushes you while you're charging Jenny's shot, the shot will gain ricochet status, meaning that I can go freely inside the boss's sprite, which you normally couldn't otherwise.
Oh, yeah, it is a difficult screen.
Coming up soon, we will have a race of Mega Man X1. One of those donation incentives is to have Caleb Hart go shirtless, and we are currently $400 off.
Oh my god.
Oh.
The thing about this game is that just tiny errors will lead to death in a lot of spots. So right there, I tried to jump a little too early and then I just died. There's another death warp.
That one skips 2 scenes, right?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Nice.
The ball, it probably doesn't look like it, but it's actually very difficult to control, particularly when you have to move diagonally. So killing that boss with only one ball is actually very hard. And you also saw me readjust my position at the start of the fight there. You have a pretty small pixel window to survive both initial like sine wave ball patterns from the boss.
Basically, at this point of the game, you get captured and Bucky loses like all of his friends, so he has to go around the ship and rescue him one at one. Oh, he's blinking. Totally forgot. He's blinking.
Something weird that can happen in that previous room where you jump at a certain spot, you can walk under one set of blocks. I'm not really sure what causes it.
Oh yeah, that's like a one frame thing. This is one of the hardest boss fights in the game.
Nice.
So your other crew members get hypnotized when you come to their cell, obviously. And you gotta defeat them to save.
At the start of that fight, there was a laser that came down, and the laser does have a hurt box, except for the very top of the screen.
There's a danger of pressing start instead of select to switch characters. So yeah, that's why that boss is so. I mean, that character is so good. You basically wanted to use Jenny for every boss possible. So she's not used for three bosses besides the final stage. This is an auto-scroller ship stage shmup. So we have a long, kind of trivial auto-scroller coming up. I still like it because the music's really good and it's really fitting for the stage.
Thank you very much, Kelty, for the $20 donation. Currently in my second fight against adenoid cystic carcinoma. If we can stop just one person from suffering from cancer, it's worth it. Watching these classic games are a bonus. Thank you, Mr. MV, for the $20 donation. Small personal donation. French Restream is finally back. Long live ATDQ and the Germensch. Yes, thank you to all of our international viewers and donators. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, Vicos, for the $25 donation. My mother was diagnosed with lymphoma several years ago. The spirit and determination of these speedrunners reminds me of her determination to not be defeated. Keep up the amazing work, guys. I'm putting this towards the hamburger helper costume goal. Can't wait for Glover.
It's kind of funny how like easy this auto scroller is compared to the rest of the game. But I guess like if you're playing on normal, this is roughly as hard as the rest of the game is, maybe a little easier. Yeah. They have like a smaller hitbox in their sprite though.
Thank you very much, Axorm, for the $20 donation. Thanks to all of you guys for making this happen. This is a great cause. You're great, we're all great. And very special thanks to Mr. MV and the entire French Restream crew making the impossible to give us such a professional and fun restream. Love from France.
Alright, so we have two more platforming stages to go, and then the final stage is a shmup auto-scroller.
Thank you very much, Kazuma84, for the $25 donation. Thanks for coming up with such a fun way to raise money for a great cause.
These mechanical toad enemies are terrible if you let them like do anything to you, but luckily there's a pattern to just like skip them. Oh, I got a lucky one here. Those insects will grab at you either slowly like that or extremely quickly, depending on the global timer. And if they do it quickly, it's very difficult to get through that without dying.
Those are Cypher's favorite enemy in the game. If they grab onto you, it's kind of a weird enemy. Like it gets bigger if you stop at all, and it like slows down your movement. So you have to like jump and basically hurl them in the spikes to kill them. And if two of them grab you, you die.
It's a good spot. This boss is deceptively hard because you need a very precise positioning in the center of the screen to not get hit. All right, this stage coming up is definitely the hardest, I think. It has a lot of just like really precise movement needed. The second screen after this one is like probably the hardest in the game to do quickly. All right. So the duck's ability is you can kind of grab onto walls and jump off them. These guys are invincible, by the way. You have to jump over them. Don't worry if you're confused by the screen. All right, the next streams coming up are incredibly luck-based. Because of the toads that spawn, they can spawn just right in your head, and you can't do anything about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is runner's choice for the missions?
Kill the animals.
Good choice.
Oh,
wow.
Did you
What?
see?
What a snipe. I didn't even know he can shoot.
I actually haven't had that happen before, where he
Wow.
shoots me right at the end there.
That spot he's standing at is essentially a safe spot from everything except for that shot.
Yeah, I got really bad luck there. All right.
Nice.
Is the boss's health not refilling, you guys? It seems to die a lot faster.
It does not. Well, it does. I mean, bosses get full health.
Seems to die a lot faster.
Ginny is just
No, I was
that
the
powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this level, I mean, if you're careless, you can die in it, but it's kind of uneventful until the boss rush at the end. Bosses, I think, are actually pretty good for a speed run. Well, I mean, they're hard, but like, you know, they're not like, just, you know, they're not trivial or anything. I don't really know what they were thinking with this part because there's nothing to this part. So FYI, Willie's laser is definitely what you want to be using all throughout this stage. It does 2 points of damage compared to everyone else except Jenny does 1 damage. Jenny also does 2, but Willie can also do double damage on top of the 2 damage to some of the bosses in this level. Depending on certain factors, which I'll explain later. Alright, so final boss rush. This boss, after I do this first part, is incredibly random, and if you get a bad pattern, you can just die. Unless you have like extremely good reaction time. Killing these connectors is also kind of random because I think you can do double damage depending on like sub-pixel values, but I'm not positive. And it also has a small hit. It also has a small hitbox, so actually getting lots of shots in on him is also, you know, it's difficult. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, you have to go near him at some points, and if he shoots at exactly the wrong time, then there's little you can do about it.
There's gotta be no limit in this one.
Alright, next boss has a trick during the inflicting damage part of the fight. There's a bunch of like stuff at the beginning where you can't do damage to him. It's still important that I kill these turrets that are going to start shooting at me after this first part of the fight. Because if you don't kill any of these turrets, then it's nearly impossible to dodge all the shots. So I want to kill this first turret. But then the damage part has this neat trick to it. So there are only certain pixel positions that you can do double damage against this this engine here. And I got it. Nice. So if you see the red flashing, it'll have a constant stream if you're doing double damage, but it'll have like a bit of a gap in it if you're not doing double damage. There are 2 adjacent positions near the plume, near the end of the plume, that work. So luckily, you know, there's a good visual cue to set it up. And we're going into the final boss here, Toad Marshal. This is also a pretty hard fight to do quickly.
Shooting to the beat.
All right,
Nice.
Not time yet. I'll say when time is. Time.
27.
Yeah, I was not expecting 27 on that run. I think I had like 11 or 12 deaths, but I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Scala of the Dollars, for the $10 donation.
What?
Scholar of the Dolls.
Scala of the Dollars.
Scala the dollars!
Holla, saw a fellow Scala speedrunning some Hare to beat cancer, and I figured I'd help with a few spare dollars to help. Good luck, and the donation goes to, well, runner's choice.
And that's Kill the Animals.
Yes.
What's next?
Mega Man X.
Next is the Mega Man X race between Caleb Hart and Z-Wing.
Get hype.
Thank you very much, Pac-Man025, for the $100 donation. I was introduced to the past year's events recently on YouTube, and I figured I would donate to the cause. I lost my grandparents to cancer, and I appreciate all the time and effort everyone put into this. Please put this donation towards Runner's Choice, which was Kill the Animals. Have fun, everyone. Thank you very much, Dio, for the $100 donation. Here's part of my 13th salary for the AGDQ and Princess Rias. Good game, everyone. Thank you very much, Miss Dragon, for the $50 donation. Greetings, all. Props to Jorf and Bucky for an awesome Kid Icarus run. That game gave me childhood fitch. Looking forward to the rest of the week. My dad is now 100% cancer-free, so my money's on 100% run for Chrono Trigger. Thanks.